Empire of the Sun is the latest movie I watched as part of my Steven Spielberg watch and review marathon, and it's not the first time I watched it. I've seen it a few times before. I bought this Blu-ray last year, and it has pretty good picture and sound quality. And this movie is a masterpiece. It has great direction by Spielberg, great editing, great cinematography, a wonderful music score by John Williams, and some good songs played in it, especially that Welsh lullaby that's sang it by the kids choir at the beginning and also later in the movie when Christian Bale's character sings it. Well, it's not Christian Bale singing; he's lip syncing it while someone else singing it off screen. But it's such one of the most beautiful moments in this movie. This is based on a book by this is the book again. Um, John J.G. Ballard. Yeah. His first and middle name Jim Graham. That's where they get the character's name. Jamie Graham in the movie. Because Jamie later nicknamed Jim. I just call him Jim for consistency's sake. He lives in Shanghai with his British parents during World War II, and the Japanese invade China and they take over Shanghai. He gets separated from his parents, and he runs into these two American guys who are living there as who are hobos and con artists, and they all three of them get captured by the Japanese military and are sent into this internment camp with all these like Asian and British and American civilians that are living in Shanghai that are used as labor. And Jim tries to survive there while he's waiting for the war to be over so he can be reunited with his family. And while he's there, he makes some pretty interesting friends, including the camp doctor and this young teenage Japanese boy who's training to become this kamikaze pilot. Of course, you don't since the he's behind a barbed wire fence. Jim doesn't get to interact with this boy or any of the military people on the other side, but he only gets to interact with them by like, first time they meet. They're like throwing those toy airplanes back and forth across the fence. Such a lovely scene. And this movie does show the horrors of war without it being too violent, which is a good way to get its point across. And it shows the war from a kid's point of view. Christian Bale, a young Christian Bale, he's 13-year-old Jim, and the he played the role pretty well. And the this is breakout performance, and he deserved an Oscar for nominee for playing him, but he didn't get nominated. Neither did Spielberg get nominated for Best Picture or Best Director. This movie did get nominated for Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, Best Sound, and Best Music Score by John Williams, and it did deserve those nominations. It has great cinematography. Oh yeah, great art production design too. It got nominated for best production design. It has good production design, good music, good editing. The John Williams is always a wonderful um a composer, and he composed the score to this movie very well, and such a beautiful sound. And I love that Welsh lullaby that the children's choir sing at the beginning, and then later Jim sings it while he's saluting these Japanese soldiers from across the fence. Yes, it's not Christian Bale singing it. It's someone he's lip syncing, and someone is doing it off screen. But it's such a haunting melody, and there's a shot of Jim seeing the atomic bomb landing all the way from far off, and it's like this big white flash, and he describes it like looks like God taking a photograph, and it's such a beautiful shot of such a terrible tragedy. I mean, all the innocent Japanese lives that were bombed in that at- in that attack. I can't talk right, dude. And you get to see what these people in the camp go through, all the abuse and suffering they endure, and the starvation, the poverty, and the brutality of the Japanese. How at the beginning, Jim he's looks up to the Japanese for some reason, and he thinks they're going to win because they have better airplanes, and he has this little toy airplane that looks like a Japanese fighter plane that but when he gets captured and experiences the brutality of the Japanese, he becomes disillusioned with all that. And it's a great story of a childhood loss of innocence and told wonderfully from Steven Spielberg. And this movie also has the themes that are usually in his movies, like um, kids being without their parents because he was separated from them at the start of the film in the Japanese attack. well, not the start of the film, but middle after the start, whatever. And this is a classic. I recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. I give it 2 thumbs up. All right, that's my review. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more great content. Thank you and God bless. Cheer the case fall. Bye.